was to open, because then I knew that nobody knew me, or, maybe one person had seen me on TV and says, oh, I know that guy, but nobody knew me. I would say, when you're a new comedian, you have to figure out what style of comedian you want to be. And I said, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different kind of people. I said, first of all, there's the old-timers like Jackie Leonard, and I would do about 3 or 4 jokes of Jackie Leonard type things. Mm-hmm. Then I would say, and then there are the newer people like Mort Saul, and I did this great Mort Saul. And I did a good Shelley Berman, and I did a good Lenny Bruce. So those, not everyone knew who Lenny Bruce was, of course, but in those kind of clubs, a lot of people did.
What year was it?
This is 1960, let's start in April 62 through about 65.
And you also started out doing radio.
Yeah.
And what I found is that stand-up and radio, for me, really worked together. Like, I'd come up with these great ideas on the air, and then I'd say, hey, let me go back to that and work on it as a bit.
Yeah, good.
And did you get a lot of your stand-up through radio?
Well, when I was a little kid, I decided I'd be a disc jockey first and a comedian second, and then become an actor like Danny Kaye, a comic actor. So that was my plan when I was 11 years old. So for me, it was being a disc jockey. And I became a DJ when I was about 18. Mm-hmm. And that lasted 4 years after, and then I met Jack Burns and we started into comedy. So it didn't quite work the way I planned it, although basically it did. It didn't work specifically. The radio was a stepping stone, a way of getting confident at a young age, perfecting a kind of a verbal style, just to hear myself speaking and be sure-footed on my feet, verbally, and to be able to think quickly. And I had a little bit of chance to be a personality on the air. It wasn't the formula radio station. But not really. I was keeping a small file of ideas even then, but I wasn't working toward being a comedian at that time. I was trying to get into the largest radio market I could. I wanted to be a big-time DJ so that it would set me up to become a comedian. I don't know. I was a kid when I was 11 when I planned all this. So I stayed with the simplistic plan longer than I needed to, or I tried to stay with it longer than I needed to, because events changed, and I found out I couldn't really act. I didn't really care for it. I wasn't good at it. I was scared shitless. I didn't have any style, any technique, or any kind of training. And the other thing was coming easy to me, the comedy.
Right.
So I found out stage 2 was really where I belonged as a comedian.
Right. Well, George, one more question.
All right.
What advice would you give to comedians who are working today to try and become even a part as successful as you?
Well, the only way is you have to be true to yourself, and you have to remember that they're there for you. You're not there for them. It really depends on what level of recognition and development you're at. If you're really, really new, the main thing is to find an audience as often as you can. Mm-hmm. Keep doing it, because you have to learn to play the trumpet before anybody's going to put you in the band. And the only way to learn to play the trumpet is practicing, and the only way you can practice comedy is in front of an audience. Mm-hmm. So you have to get out and just fail. And I always remembered one thing. When I was in my first year or two as a single, and I would have a crappy night and have to ride all the way home on the subway from Greenwich Village to my home uptown, mm-hmm. I would console myself by saying, well, yeah, but Friday night they loved it. Friday night was great. So what do these people know? Always remember, the audience is always wrong. That's what I believe. The audience is always wrong when they don't like you, because you have all those other nights when it worked.
Right.
So you have to count on that.
Right.
Go with the good.
Thank you so much, George. It's really been an honor talking to you.
It's my pleasure.
If you're in New York, let me know.
I will. Now, I have this number I have is not your number, right, but I have your 516 number.
Right.
Okay, I'll call you.
Thanks so much, George.
Okay, man.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.